Hey everybody, James Upjohn here. I just wanted to shoot a quick over the shoulder video showing everybody how to speed up their websites according to Google's PageSpeed Insights. It is a little bit technical, so I decided to do it in the form of a video rather than just writing out a thread, because over the shoulder videos just seem to work really well, and some people are undecided as to just how powerful having a good page load speed is. It is a ranking factor according to Google. We have to remember that Google is a usability based search engine, and basically what that means in simple terms is they care what their end users experience. So if you've got a slow loading site and people keep clicking back on your browser because they're waiting for images to load, or it's taking ages to go from one page to the next, I'm sure most of you watching this have been on a website like that before, and I'm sure most of you will agree that it gets very old very quickly, and in most cases you will just hit back on the browser and find a different site. That's bad for two reasons. Number one, your bounce rate will go through the roof. Google will then see that your site's not so great. And number two, it's a lost customer at the end of the day. You've upset somebody that would have otherwise maybe bought something. So when I've done page load speed for people in the past, people have come back to me and said their website's moved up in the search results as a result of doing it. So I'm really much in the camp of do it. You've got nothing to lose, but you have got something to gain. So the only thing you've got to lose by doing this is investing a little bit of time. But remember, we're trying to make our sites as great as we possibly can because we want as many sales as possible. That's what this is all for. So, with that being said, I put a post in the OMG group asking for a few people to give me their websites that I could do this over the shoulder on. I couldn't use one of my own sites because, being an advocate of good page load speed, my sites are already pretty quick anyway. So, thank you to Serena for giving me her site to check out. And I'm going to start off, for those of you that are not sure, I'm going to head to Google and I'm going to type in page load speed insights. And this is a great tool that Google gives us to check out the speed of our websites and to see what Google thinks wrong with it. Okay, so I'm going to quickly put in the URL and run an analysis on this website, and we'll take a look to see what Google scores this out of 100 for both the mobile version and the desktop version of Serena's website. And straight away we can see a couple of issues. Google's only scored this a 54 out of 100 for speed for the mobile and 63 out of 100 for the desktop. It's not very fast loading, and if we check here some of the things that Google's telling us to do, it wants us to enable compression, it wants us to leverage browser caching, it wants us to minify JavaScript, optimize images, minify CSS, minify HTML. There's quite a lot of things in here that we could fix and should fix. Only 3 rules passed. It's not looking spectacular. So some of these things are so easy to fix, it just makes sense that you do it. Enable compression, I'm going to click on this, and there's a whole long list of files that Google's not particularly happy with in terms of the speed and size of them. Google's saying that this file could get a 74% reduction, that one could get a 73%, this one could get an 84%. So we'll start off by fixing that. And this really is as easy as we just log into our cPanel and we find optimize. And I'm just going to type OTP in here and you can see optimize website. And at the moment the optimization is disabled, so I'm going to change that to compress all content and click update settings. Some of you that are watching this, when you go into your cPanel and you try to find the optimize, you won't be able to. The reason for that is the web host that you're using doesn't have the Apache module installed on their server, and so it's going to make it really difficult for you to be able to do that. That feature just won't exist. You've got two choices. You either go to your hosting provider and ask them to change it so that you can use that optimized website feature, or just switch to a host that will allow it. HostGator allows it for one. The ones that are recommended in OMG use it too. So now that that's done, I'm just going to click go back, and I'm going to head into my PageSpeed Insights, and just doing that one little thing, I'm now going to click analyze, and I'm going to see if this is different compared to what it was a few minutes ago. Remember, it was 54 and 63. Okay, so straight away now, this has gone from, I'm just going to scroll down because it's just switched the user experience and the speed around. So it was before 54, it's now gone up to 65, and the other one was 63. Let's go into here. Remember that I had a red exclamation mark in it too. It's now gone yellow, so automatically Google's seeing this slightly better. And that's gone from 63 all the way up to 79 for the desktop version. That's a considerable fix for one little small thing we did there, so I highly recommend that if nothing else you make sure that that gets done. The next thing it's telling me to do is to leverage browser caching, and having a look in here I can see there's lots of different files again that Google wants us to do. So to do that, I'm going to log into the back office of this website. Another issue that I see here, WordPress 4.0 is available, please update now. I'm not going to update it because it's not my website, but I will recommend to Serena that she should do. It's a good idea to check the compatibility of all of your plugins with WordPress 4.0 before you do that. But for now, I'm just going to go into plugins, and there's a plugin that I like to use called Leverage Browser Caching, and it's Leverage Browser Caching Ninjas. So I'm going to click, I'm going to do that here, add new, and I'm going to say Leverage Browser Caching Ninjas, and I can see that it's right here. The reason why I like this is it's very lightweight, easy to use. So I'm just going to install that now, and I just installed that on another site of mine with WordPress 4.0 installed, and it went in straight away first time. So it's not giving me the option here to activate plugin. I wonder whether that's a compatibility issue, but what I will do is I'm just going to go to installed plugins. So I'm just going to scroll down and I'm going to just activate that plugin manually. So let's activate this, and now I'm going to run the page load speed insights again and see what happens. So it was 60 and 79. Okay, the speed of the mobile has gone from 60 to 70, so again that's a significant improvement, and the desktop version has just gone from 79 to 84. So I've only done two things at this point: Leverage Browser Caching Ninjas plugin and Optimize Website, and we've gone from 54 to 70, so that's a great improvement. That's a 16 improvement in score, and we went from 63 to 84. That's a 21 improvement. I really like what's happening here. Notice that it still says Leverage Browser Caching. I'm just going to check why. None of these links that are in here now are associated with this website. These are all external. These are external scripts. We've got the Google API key, we've got Google Analytics, we've got the Gift Card Cafe, Aweber. There's two options here. You can either disable plugins that you're not using and see if they go away. Sometimes themes come pre-installed with plugins. Sometimes we install plugins, we forget to deactivate them, we're not really using them, we're calling external scripts. If that's the case, just delete them and you'll see that some of these issues will go away as well. But other than that, I wouldn't worry about caching these too much because it's outside of your control. So far things are looking good. Let me just have a look at Minify JavaScript. Okay. So I'm having a look at this. There's lots of JavaScript files that are on this server, and we could minify most of these and save some more file sizes, and as a result speed up our website further. Before I ever get involved in minifying JavaScript or minifying CSS, what I like to do is to just come into the website. I'm just going to go back to the home of the cPanel, and I'm just going to take a backup. Really, I can't express this enough to say that you should take a backup before messing with any of these files. I'm going to download a home directory backup, so I'm just going to save this to my machine. I'm going to pause it while it does that, And the reason for doing this, if you're going to start messing with your script files, either on your site or a client site, and you make a mistake, you can just put this back exactly how it was before. So I highly recommend, before messing with any of these files, take a backup, keep yourself safe. It's good to do this. It's a little bit more technical. For some people in OMG, it will be enough just to do leverage browser caching and optimizing your website. It will give you significant boosts and you'll be happy. But for those that want to take it to the next step, by all means you can, just take a backup first. So like I said, I'm just going to pause this while it does that. Okay, great. So the backup's now done. I feel much safer now messing with JavaScript files and CSS files. So the first thing is, to make this easier for myself, I'm going to install FTP on this server so that I can download and upload the files without needing to do it through the file manager. So to download FTP, all you need to do is go to Google and type in FileZilla. And this is compatible for both the Mac and for Windows, so choose your version. You want the client version, not the server version, and you can see it here, FileZilla project. So I'll click on that and I'll take the Windows version. You download it from SourceForge. Like I said, it is available for the Mac as well if you do a search for it. So I've already got mine installed, so I'm going to click on FileZilla, and then I'm going to want to connect to my website via FTP. So to do that, I need to create myself an FTP login. So I'm going to go to Home, and I'm going to come to FTP accounts, and I'm going to set myself up as a user. So I'm just going to log in James. I'm going to create myself a quick password. And I am going to make sure that the directory that I'm posting to is the public HTML one. And then click Create FTP Account. Okay, great. So now that I've got that done, to connect to the website via FTP, I'm going to take the first part of the URL, and that is going to be my host. My username is just going to be what I set as the username, and my password will be what I set as my password, and click Quick Connect. And I copied the HTTP in there. I need to just get rid of that. So I'll get rid of the HTTP, click Quick Connect, and you'll see it should give me the login files. Okay, this one looks like it's got an added level of security, so I'm just going to put in here the host as James at, and put in the full URL and click Quick Connect. Okay, brilliant. That's now let me in. Okay, so I'm now in. The host was just URL. The username was the username at the URL, and then my password was my password. So heading back now to PageSpeed Insights, I can hover over this jQuery image. It says laser therapy and massage /WP content /themes /RT theme 15. So I'm going to go to there, WP content, themes, RTT theme, and now that I'm in here, I'm going to check to see the rest of the file. It was JS, and it was query.cycle.all, and then I also have got this one underneath, query.form.js, query.validate. Okay, it looks like most of these are in the same file. That's good, because now what I can do, that I know that they're all in the same file, is just copy this whole JavaScript folder across to my machine, which is what I'm going to do now. And all I did was I just took the file and dragged it across to my desktop. These are my desktop files on the left, and I should now, if I go to my desktop, be able to see JS, which is right here. Fantastic. So I've got that sorted. Now I can just go to JavaScript minify, and this one will do right here, jscompressed.com. And all I need to do is go to that folder. I like to use Notepad++ as my text editor of choice. If you don't have it, I highly recommend you download it. It's good for opening multiple files at once. I'm going to select all of these JavaScripts and I'm going to open edit with Notepad++, and you'll see all of the JavaScript files are now open along the top. So to minify these, I'm going to take the first file, copy it, go into here and paste the code in, and then just click compress JavaScript, and you see what this compressing is doing is it's keeping the code exactly as it was before. It's just removing all of the white space, all of the page breaks and all of the comment tags, which is great because it's going to make these files much smaller. So I'll cut it from there and I'm going to put it back into this folder, into this file, and I'm just going to click save and close that first one. That's compressed. I'm going to do the same with the second one. Copy and paste, so I'll copy it into here, compress JavaScript, take this code again, paste it back to where it was, and click save, and just go through and do it for all of these. So just keep copying and pasting. Whoops, let's put it into copy code. Let's just make sure I've got the right one. I have. Compress. Take that code from there, the output file, paste it in there, click save. Do the next one. And just work all the way through. I'm just going to pause the video while I do the rest of these, so just bear with me 1 second. Okay, so I'm almost done. I've just got these last two to do. I definitely like doing this manually. It is a little bit tedious, but by doing it manually it makes sure that I'm not installing additional plugins which are going to open up more external scripts, and more importantly I'm not going to accidentally choose some wrong settings inside a script and break my website. So this is the last one done. I'm going to click save on that and close that. And now that that's done, I can go back to my FileZilla. I can refresh the folders and files, find that JS, and just drag it back over to the right, the updated file. It's going to tell me, would I like to overwrite? Here's the source file. This is the file that I'm uploading. You can see here, color tip is 1059 bytes. Before I just did that compression, it was 3362 bytes. So I've just made that significantly smaller. So I'm just going to say overwrite and always use this action just to get everything back across quickly. Okay, great. So that's now done. And now I'm going to go back to the page load speed insights and I'm going to run it again. So let's take a look to see what that looks like now. Okay. So if we scroll down here, we're on 71 for the speed, and for the desktop we're on 85. It's gone green. That's a good thing. It's still showing us minify JavaScript, but if we have a look at this now, okay, there is one in there that I could go back in and do. That's in a different location. So I could go back into FileZilla now and go to WP Content Plugins Fancy Box, but notice there was a whole long list of them before, and me just doing that other step has reduced this significantly. Remember, we can't do anything with this one here, and we can't really do anything with this one because they're external scripts, but we've just got rid of a whole load more errors that Google was looking at. So enable compression, that's an external script we can't do anything with. JavaScript, I can fix one, but the other two we can't do anything with. Minify CSS, there's one CSS in here using exactly the same thing that I just did. Navigate to that file in FileZilla, download it, but you wouldn't want to use Minify JavaScript online. You would just type in here Minify CSS, and then you'll find a CSS minifier do exactly the same thing, copy and paste your CSS code in one, get the minified output, save it, upload it back to your server again. If you've got any questions on that or you need more clarity, by all means just contact me and I'll answer questions. But otherwise, just rewind the video back to the JavaScript, follow all the steps apart from use CSS minifier instead of the JavaScript one. Okay, so now that's done, let's have a look at some of the other things that we could potentially do in here. Leverage browser caching. They're external scripts, so they're all fixed as much as they can be. Optimize images. This is a great one, doing exactly the same thing. WP Content uploads 2012-04 laser therapy massage slide. I can save 14 KB on that one. So I'm going to do this one, lasertherapymassage.com, WP Content uploads 2012. So I'm going to just hit this directory at the top to go back to until I can see WP Content again. I'll click WP Content. This time I wanted uploads, then I wanted 2012, then I wanted 4, and then the actual image file was lasertherapymassageslide.jpg. So let me just find that in here. Laser therapy massage slide. Laser therapy massage slide. Here we go. This is the file. So I'm going to take that, drag that over to my desktop again. And for these images, what I want to do is I use, let me just quickly check to see what that was. That was the JPEG image. So I'm just going to go to JPEG Optimize, and I'm going to find here jpegoptimizer.com. I'm going to browse for that image, laser therapy massage slide. Open that. Compress image. I like to take this to about 50, and resize photo, I want to uncheck that. And then I'm going to click optimize photo. And then this is going to tell me, you can still see by looking at this, the image is good quality. There's a little bit of pixelation in there, but not so much. Not so much that it's really noticeable, but notice just by doing that, it's gone from 123 KB to 15 KB. Okay, so an 87% saving in file size is a significant decrease. So I'm just going to download this image, save as. I'm going to overwrite what I did before. And then I'm just going to refresh again. You can refresh by clicking this button up here. I'm going to find that laser therapy massage, and I'm just going to simply drag it back from the left to the right. That's now been done. Okay. So 85, 71, laser therapy massage was an issue. Let's just run these scores one last time and take a quick look. That's just moved up one from 71 to 72, and that's just moved up from 85 to 86. Remember, we only just did one image there, and if we look in optimize images, we've got a whole bunch of them in here that we could save quite a bit on. So make sure you go through exactly the same thing. Look where each of these paths are. Navigate to that using FileZilla. Download it. Fix it. If it's a PNG, just do a Google search for PNG Optimizer. If it's a JPEG, JPEG Optimizer. If it's a GIF, do the same thing. Optimize all of your images. Upload them back to the same folder that they was in before, and then when you run that, you shouldn't have any optimize image problems. And every single one of these things we've done up to now has significantly improved the speed of the site. It's going to be great for end users. They're not going to be waiting as long for images to render, for JavaScript files to load, and Google's going to like it too because you've got a lot less issues with your site. I really hope you found this interesting and helpful. Thank you so much for being a part of it, OMG. Thank you for everything that you share. I really appreciate each and every one of you, and I look forward to providing you other great videos at some stage in the future. Cheers.